What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight to continue our lake breakdown series for Lake Chickamauga. If you've missed all of them, we've done a ton of them. I think we're on like the 12th or 13th video, something like that. But we're actually focusing on the midsection now. So we came down off the north end side of those rivers, and we're actually down into the midsection now for Lake Chickamauga, and we are going to talk about the offshore hotspots. Lots of good stuff out here to check out. Let's go see what we found. Before we jump into the breakdown, I just wanted to remind you guys to go out, check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We are starting to work on Tennessee lakes. All your lakes are giant, so they take us forever to do. But we do have Lake Chickamauga, obviously what we're breaking down right now. We have Lake Nickajack, and we have Pickwick Lake. We're working on several others as well, so be sure to go out, check out the website. We'll be adding more each month. Hopefully, we'll have a few more out there for you here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and jump over, and let's get into this breakdown. Jumping back in here to Lake Chickamauga, if you missed the first couple of videos that we did, actually several different videos that we did, we actually broke down all of the sections, the upper section up here. We broke down this whole entire area up here on Google Earth. Then we did what we call the midsection. That's going to be what we're going to go over today with the offshore hotspots. And then we did the southern section as well down here. So we've gone through all the Google Earth stuff. So if you missed any of those videos, make sure to go out, check out our lake breakdown playlist out on our channel and just search for basically Lake Chickamauga or just Chick, and you'll be able to go in and see all the videos that we've done so far. Now, as far as the offshore stuff, we've actually already came through and did the offshore stuff and we did the offshore stuff for all of this up here. So we've done all the offshore stuff up there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to work our way from this bridge. We're going to work our way down, and this is called what I'm calling the midsection. And we're going to talk about different types of offshore stuff that we can find out here in the midsection. Now, a couple things to note before we jump into this. I can't mark every single offshore hotspot on this lake. It would be massive and there would be way too many points, and it would be, it just wouldn't even look right on your graph. So what we've done here is we've marked areas that we believe are some of the higher percentage areas that you need to go look at. And what you can do is you can take these areas that we've marked and hopefully match them up to other areas on the lake that are very similar. So if you can get on a little offshore pattern, kind of get comfortable with it and everything based on what you have here, you can expand off that to find even more spots. So that's kind of the intention of this. And don't forget, just go out to the site, simplisticfishing.com, and you can get all these waypoints. It's the offshore stuff and the Google Earth waypoints. It's everything all together put right there on your graph. So let's go ahead and start here at the bridge. Remember last time we started, we ended right there. So right at this bridge, right here in the, basically just right on it where the two rivers merge together, you've got a really, really good point right here. Really, really good point. Giant little flat here at 10 foot, 10 foot, and then you've got a really good point right there. So that's going to be a very good spot to go check out, do some scanning around. Now there's several different areas in here we could have marked for you, because basically you've got a ledge that starts right in here, goes all the way down here. You can see this darker color. That's going to be the shallower water. And then this seabed area is basically what you see like highlighted there. So let's zoom in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So like right here, we're just below the bridge, and you can see that it's 5 foot right here and it's 35 foot right here. So you've got a major drop going on right here in this area. And you've also got like these little humps that are out here. Notice this is 5 foot and this is 10 foot. So scanning along the ledges and then also seeing if anything's up here on top feeding would be good. You probably don't want to run your boat up here. Maybe run your boat out here and scan that way and see what you can find. Now also, as you're going down through these, I always want to point out, anytime where you see creek beds, like this creek bed coming in right here, or this creek bed coming down here, anywhere you see these creek beds where they have a shoot off basically from the main river, they're going to create little points or ditches or something that's there. Hopefully it's still there. And you want to fish around those, because those are really good areas for them to go and set up at to ambush bait and things like that. You've also got another one right here. And then notice we also have a point that's right here too, because you have this other hump that's here again. Really good ledges to go check out. All right, so let's keep moving on down. You kind of got the same thing here. This isn't necessarily ledge, but really good bluff walls right in here as well that you could go check out, and then your ledge is probably gonna be on the other side. Now, as we zoom in through here, I didn't mark anything in this area, but if I wanted to fish offshore in this area and I didn't want to move further down, I would definitely come over here right off of this point. It says there's a hump here. I don't know what kind of hump this person's seeing, but you can definitely tell that there's something going on here. This is the creek bed coming into the main river like we talked about. And so there's got to be some kind of a break or something going on in those contours right around in here that's just not telling us about. And that's definitely going to be a good area to go focus on. At least go scan, see if you can find anything in there. Now, as we move over here, I'm gonna stay on the west side of the lake, and we'll come back and we'll touch the east side when we get done. So let's stay down here on the west side. And again, I didn't mark these for you, but make sure to pay attention to these little creek beds that come out. And then also those creek beds, you know, look on your map and follow them up. Like on that one, we're gonna follow it up and we're gonna see if it touches the point. And if it touches the point, we're gonna fish it. In this case, it doesn't really touch the point. It does touch these docks back there. So those two docks at the top of the screen, let me pull this down. These, actually there's three of them. These three docks are right on the creek channel. So that dock is as well. So this could be a good little area to go back and fish in. We probably talked a lot about it on the Google Earth side, but basically that's what we're looking for. All right, so as we go down this creek bed, right? Go down this creek bed. That's going to be a good area to look at. Also look here, these are 5 foot to 10 foot, right? So we get little humps that are out here. You've obviously got good ledges that are out here. These are all going to be good ledges to go scan around. I don't know what that is. Let's see what they say that is. It says there's a tree there. There's a tree there. That's definitely a tree you're going to want to fish. So definitely go look in there. Over here off of this point down here on the right, I don't have it marked either, but that could be a good little point to go check out if you didn't want to be out here more main lake. And now we're going to get down here into this major section here, and I had some marks here and I kind of took them off. I wasn't sure what to do because I didn't want to scatter it with a bunch of marks because I really don't know where in here you need to fish. I can just tell that this really big area right in here is definitely going to be an area that you're going to want to do some exploring out. So let's just talk about this one. We've got this little hump that's out here at 5 foot and another hump here at 5 foot. So you're really pinching in, right? You're pinching in that little creek channel that's coming through here. This is the main river channel. This must be an offshoot from it. But you're going to have really good ledges and stuff like that. Notice all the red marks. That's where the locals have put something. Maybe they found fish there or something like that. And if they did, then that's kind of what I was talking about. You know, they could be anywhere right in this area, scattered around, just depends. But spend a lot of time, really, when you start to get up onto these humps, spend a lot of time scanning around those humps and looking on these ledges. I think you're going to find some good stuff in that area. And it really goes all the way down. As we get down in here, I mean, this thing's just scattered with points. But basically, here's your ledge, right? Here's your big flat, 10-foot flat. Good ledge. The edge of this point where we have the marker at, that's going to be a great spot. You got basically a creek bed coming in here, merging with the main river channel. Those are always going to be nice little underwater points to go look at. And then, as I mentioned before, come up in here, follow these creek beds, and look at the intersections. Spend a lot of time at the intersections, paying attention to them, seeing what's around in those intersections. And then also anywhere you see one of these creek beds where it touches something, that's definitely going to be where you want to go look at, like right in here, the edge of this little bluff wall from this creek channel. I know we're kind of getting off the offshore stuff, but just want to kind of share this stuff with you. And then as we get a little bit further up in here, it's going to be the same thing, right? Right in here on this corner. Could be really good. You've got some intersections there. Where we put the dot at right there, that's going to be perfect because that river channel's coming down and swinging right there. And you probably heard me talk about it a lot of times. If you haven't, you just probably haven't done a lot of the lake breakdown videos with me. But on these little bluff walls, which this one's going to be kind of hard to tell because it's got so many stupid points on it. But I love to hit it right when it starts and right when it ends. I'm not saying there's not going to be stuff right there in the middle, but it seems like I catch more of the fish on the ends of them. So like right before the turn and right after the turn. So just keep that in mind when you're out there fishing and see if you have the same type of thing happen to you. Now, as we move further up here, we're getting way up in here. Look at all these marks that are just everywhere. Just so much to take a look at. I don't even know if these are legit things or who put this out there. I've never seen so many. It's just like hump, 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 hump. Someone put hump everywhere, riprap, ledges. I mean, they marked a bunch of stuff, but there is definitely a hump there. It's just hard to see because they put so many of those community edits on there. So you may want to go check out this hump. This hump's at 3 foot, so if the water's down, it's going to be exposed. And then as we move up here, obviously fishing around these bridges is always a great place to go look at. So here on the riprap, even on this side of the bridge, and then if you're fishing here, scoot over here, right where it makes that turn, right, is fish right in these little areas right in here. Those could be productive for you. And we're going to move on up, see what else we got in here. We've got more little spots here. This spot here, really, you're really going to have to scan around this creek channel and just see what they're relating to. But this one spot here, it just looked unique. So we went ahead and marked it for you. If you look right here, it's got a really good cut in. So something's going on right here in this area. And there's also, I think someone had put there was a brush pile there or something like that. So definitely go take a look at it. And then look at this river channel. This is the craziest thing. It's all the way up and all the way back down. But watch your turns, watch your intersections. Right here, we've put a point. Why do we put a point there? Because that's basically a river channel swing or a creek channel swing that's swinging right up against that point that's in that area. Moving down here, we've got another underwater point, or not underwater point, but a point where we basically have 2 creek beds. So we got a creek bed here, a creek bed here, a nice little pinch point right here. That could be a good spot to go check out. And I think that covers us for that little area in there. Let's go back down. We talked about all of those. Let's go back down here. Let's get down here by this marina. This is the Sail Creek Marina. And as you get in the back of the marina here, you've got 2 submerged bridges to go check a look at. And these look like they're in some pretty good depth, 12 foot, 12 to 15 foot, somewhere around in there. So really good depth to go, learn how to do some offshore fishing and not be so intimidated by being way out there in 35, 40 foot of water. Now, when you're here, you're looking at the bridges, make sure you also take a look at the road beds that are in the area. Those road beds can be very productive, and you can basically just follow them, hit it with your down scan, your side scan, and just see what type of debris and other types of things that might be down there that they may be relating to. All right, so let's pull out of Sail Creek Marina. Let's go ahead and get back out here to the main river. We talked about that little underwater point right there, right? That is definitely not a spot that I would overlook. I would spend some time there looking at that one. And when you come down here, you're going to see another one right here. We've got the whole hump mark for you, but you could get way off here. This kind of little tapering point that comes out, and this could be a really good spot to go look at it as well. Or you could look at the flip side of it. Look at the back side of it, right? The current's coming down here, maybe they're back here, and they're letting that stuff come over the top, and then they're chomping right there when it comes over the top. Or they could be in the front as well. You just never know where they're going to be. Those types of things are going to be areas where you're going to have to do a little bit of searching, a little bit of scanning to see what you can find, and find the bait fish, and then you probably found the fish. So let's go ahead and move in here too. Let's look at these 2 spots. So right here, definitely have this mark for you. If we zoom in, this hump is not as obvious. You can tell here it's off the beaten path a little bit. We've got a little bit that moves down here, down to about a 40-foot drop, but real good creek channel back here. And then also, if you look down here around this marina, you've got some pretty good creek channel going right underneath that marina as well. So definitely a good spot to go look at. Let's keep moving on down. We got some good bluff walls and things like that to take a look at. Nothing too crazy right through that section, but let's go on down and let's get down here and see what we can find over in here. So one thing we liked about these docks were really isolated docks on that main channel. So definitely ones you want to go take a look at. Let's keep moving on down, see what else we can find in here. We've also got some pretty good bluff walls right in here, right? Definitely something to go take a look at. Very steep, and you've kind of got the river channel kind of swinging more against the side here. Now, I don't know why it says destroyed beacon, but if you go over here and look where it says destroyed beacon, you definitely want to look there. I don't know if that is, if that's debris that's out there, but look at that point. That point looks juicy. Looks like you got some really good looking area to go look at. Now let's go ahead, zoom back here. Let's look up here in this Shady Acres area. There were just a couple things we wanted to point out for you here. One, look at this nice little point that's right here. This one looks really good. Creek channel coming through. You're also going to look back in here. Over here by this bridge, really good area to go find some fish too. Those bridges are always great little pinch points to find fish. And as we get back in here, we also see some more submerged bridges. Look like I missed one right there, but we've got 3 different submerged bridges that are back here to go look at. And then, oh, by the way, this little marina that's here, or dock or whatever it is, it's right underneath a major creek channel. So you're going to want to do some exploring around that little marina in there. I'm sure they like it when I say that. All right, then let's move on up. Again, you know, make sure you're paying attention to those creek beds, seeing where they're touching, things like that. But as you go on up in here, just a couple more things to look. You've got some underwater culverts and bridges to go look at when you get way back in here into this shallower stuff. All right, let's keep moving on down. See what else we can find right in here. Back in here, if we follow the creek channel back in, this is the Eldridge branch. This point actually has a hump on it, and it's not that obvious. I probably should have marked it for you guys because this looks like it could have some potential. You got a nice hump with a creek bed on both sides of it, so it's definitely something that you would want to go and at least scan around, see if you can find stuff there. You got another bridge, that's underwater bridge that's back there. And then down here, again, now we're getting into some really good humps and ledges and stuff like that again, right? But what I really like in this section is this little pinch point right here. So you literally could hang out here and watch the bait go by and come out and attack it, or it could come up over their heads and they could come up and just chow on it too. So real good area right in there that we marked for you guys. And then let's go ahead and stop right here. We're gonna stop off the edge of this point. I'm gonna go ahead and change the color of this so I don't forget it next time. And what we're gonna do is when we come back next time, we'll continue on with this midsection, probably finish it completely up. And then we'll move on to the southern section for Lake Chickamauga. So again, guys, if you haven't done it already, please go out, check out our site, simplisticfishing.com. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can make sure that you're contacted every time we do one of these breakdowns. And until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.